His name is Ross Fletcher, age 23, 5'9", and Caucasian.
Is this the man on the recording?
We believe that he was the ringleader in all of these attacks. According to intel, he was born in Halifax. His childhood was, well, challenging to say the least. His mother, she died a year after his birth, and the father, a negligent drunk currently serving a sentence for 3 accounts of armed robbery. Without any parental guidance, Fletcher has become rebellious, yet vulnerable, heavily radicalized by the nationalist principles adopted by several right-wing groups.
Surely we can't be up against any serious threat.
It would seem not. Fletcher has a surprisingly high IQ, though his medical records have suggested symptoms of severe depression existing from his youth. He left school at 16, and he's been known to the police ever since. In fact, we believe that he's been responsible for the formation of the emerging nationalist group, Ascension. They claim to be peaceful protesters, but I think we can all agree that this is far more of a subversive matter.
Really? How come I've never heard of him then?
He prefers to remain secluded to the background, coordinating crimes over the phone or behind a computer screen. Only a few major organizations are aware of his activities.
Why have you brought me here? Why do you want me to oversee this?
It's been 12 months. We think he's gone into hiding, but with the onset of the Brexit, we cannot be sure. You see, it's not a case of whether the government will deliver, it's when. 1 month until the article is triggered is another month of the same migration policy that he despises. Him and his group could very well organize an attack during this period, and it's in his best interests to show just how impatient he has become. We consider protocol and look into him for the time being. That's what you're best at, isn't it? Looking into people.
Right. I'll keep you updated if anything comes up.
If you see him, wherever, whenever, do not be afraid to engage. Europe is on a high enough terror alert as it is.
The German state of Bavaria has declared a state of emergency within the last half hour after a video was released to the German media showing the graphic execution of well-respected Count Gustav Schwarz. The multimillionaire Schwarz failed to check in for a flight to Zurich after leaving his Munich mansion in the early hours of Tuesday morning. Schwarz is best known to Britons as an advocate of the Stay campaign during the recent EU referendum. This follows the attack on the Glasgow Tube that killed 19 and injured 27 last week, and the attack on the Brexit protest marches in Trafalgar Square in the week before. Munich Police and the UN Security Council are not ruling out the possibility that 3 attacks are linked. This programme can confirm that the perpetrators of the crime in Munich were British nationals, and that the Metropolitan Police Service has detained 3 individuals in Putney whom they believe to be involved in both the attacks on British soil. Their identities are yet to be released. In the wake of these events, Foreign Secretary Celia Chapman is due to meet with fellow European foreign ministers today in Manchester to discuss further action that will be taken to apprehend the guilty parties. It is assumed that the Brexit and the delay of Article 50 of the Treaty of Lisbon will be highly featured.
Blake. Yes. No, I've already seen it. Where? You're lucky I've bothered to look into this. No, I only bothered to show up to the briefing because... Fine. No, I don't need anything. As I said, I've already seen it. Should be fine. Well, where then? Half an hour. Right. Okay, I'll be there. No, it shouldn't be a problem. Right.
I'm glad to see that so many of you have decided to take this opportunity to discuss the future of our country and its relationship with the European Union. Apologies if this happens to cause any inconvenience, but we are still waiting on the arrival of the Foreign Secretary. She will be here shortly, so please remain patient until we welcome her to our company. In the meantime, if you wish to have a drink, refreshments are in the corner.
This is Blake. Moving into position. Hey. Hey! the direction of Spinning Fields complex.
I just received word that his chairman is
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Sir, the network's down.
Well then bloody fix it!
Well, let's not waste any more time. Bear in mind that this entire conversation will be recorded, so if there's anything you'd like to disclose before the conference, please feel free to say it. Thank you for responding to my email so quickly. It was an urgent invitation, but we need to address some things. There's no other way to put this to you, Celia.
I'd prefer it if we kept it to Miss Chapman. Anyway, yes. Let's keep this brief. I'm speaking in less than half an hour.
Oh, right, sorry. As I was saying, Miss Chapman, the other parties aren't particularly happy with, let's say, your approach to managing our exit from the Union. To be perfectly honest, they're showing quite a lot of concern about the transition, especially considering the state of things.
The state of things? Let me remind you that I hold no responsibility for provoking this conflict.
But regarding your position, Miss Chapman, it was your job to cooperate with the 27 nations that will be impacted by our departure to satisfy a deadline. Surely by now you realise that Article 50 is long overdue. Well?
I was hoping to announce this at the Friends Meeting House, but I believe that now may be a more appropriate time to explain myself. The Home Secretary, upon recommendation, has requested that I re-evaluate the success of a second referendum. In terms of what he constitutes towards success, he intends to explore whether the divide has shifted.
Wait. You mean they're planning to avert a change, which you failed to promise? On what grounds could you possibly justify this? We've evolved since the dark ages of politics.
On the grounds of the people, Mr. Keating. Petitions are pending review.
The public? Seriously?
9 million.
9 million what?
9 million signatures. And if that's not enough to voice an opinion, then what is the point of a democratic government?
Are we living in the same fucking world? If it wasn't for your bodyguard, the people would have stoned you.
This was not my fault, and neither was this referendum.
Done.
She's in the building now. 10 minutes. And the whole place goes up in flames.
There's no way we'll meet them.
Social cohesion is going to help us down this
It doesn't matter how it is, that's what he's been talking about.
All social cohesion is not
Happens to the rest of us. I mean, I'll make a phone call, I'll make phone calls, I'll make inquiries to try and find out. There's nothing that
Blake, pick up your bloody phone. We think that Chapman's got a private engagement